Good solid Thursday. Nice weather. Had good weather all week. Did really nice, and things are going well. Had a good practice. Liked our practice. Liked our tempo. Liked our execution. We executed very, very well. Challenged our kids after breaks and things to come back and focus, just like playing like their half times or quarters or changes, and did a real nice job of that. Addressed a lot of issues. Kids were really upbeat, and I think we'll play well Saturday. Hopefully, we'll anyway. Questions?
Menelink able to go?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He went the whole day today, which is good. The lingering effects, all that was better, and that really helped. But also got a lot of work for Louser and Bobby Hart and those guys too, which was really good.
5:30 start time is very rare. I mean, I think we found out we had one a long time ago.
I think we've had them. I've started every time known to man. I mean, 10:30. Had 10:30 in the bowl game once.
10:30. Which game?
It was Outback.
Oh, really?
Outback Bowl one time. I mean, that was that was.
6 a.m. wake up?
Oh, yes, it was. 6:30 pregame. That was, so times a day, and the way you practice and the way you do things, I mean, I don't think it affects anything if that's what you're asking, because we play it. I mean, you play at 9, you play at 8, you play at 7, you play at 6. I mean, we play at 5, whether it's 5:30 or 6. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Or 4:30 or 3:30. I mean, anymore, the way TV is, you play it about every known time of man that there is, so.
You just adjust your schedule.
You do, yeah. We suggest during the week. It's not bad. 5:30, whether it's 5:30 or 6. We've had some 6. We had 2 6 o'clock games at the beginning of the year, so it's not that big of an adjustment about that.
That was my fault. I'll take the blame on that one.
You talk about simulating after breaks, after like halftime and quarters. How do you do that?
It's like you do. You take a break down, and then you come back out to first play, and the intensity, you make them bang. Right, here's the intensity. Bang, here's the intensity. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the rest of the half, most of our halves, except for the last one, after even the first drive, we scored sometime, but we moved the ball like crazy. The second half, our percentage of scoring touchdowns was as higher than it was in the first half. Now, we have a great one in the first half. Our first drives, and for points and chances, had been really good. Then we simulate a lot of the same things, but the second and third drives of the half have been really good, but not the first one as far as finishing. You know what I'm saying? And on defense, we gave one up against Clemson.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time they come back out. So, I mean, you just take those kind of situations and you simulate them as many possible ways in a practice or a game to do that. As you see problems addressed all the way down the season, there's always something that occurs or addresses and you have to deal with.
Maybe have 3 linebackers, I think, are the 3 top tacklers in the conference. It seems like they always do. Just, what it's...
Their style of defense, I think, they do a great job up front of keeping people off the linebackers, but they're very well coached. Take great angles, very good athletes in space, tackle well. I mean, they do a great job, and they recruit a certain type of guy. They're all, clones is not the word I want to use, but they're similar type body types and strength, and they play very well. They're coached very well. Key things very well.
Did you hear what those linebackers were saying this week? Oh, okay. Never mind then.
What did they say?
They said they're blue collar guys. Your guys have been handed everything for a long time, and they don't think you'll be able to respond to a tough loss. That's almost a verbatim exact quote from what I'm hearing.
That's why we'll find out Saturday at 5:30.
You talked a little bit earlier this week about the running back rotation and maybe wanting to get Devontae or James a few more looks. This team, I know you can't ever depend on or anticipate something definitively happen, but they haven't been great against the run statistically so far. Do you feel like this would be a good opportunity? Obviously, you're going to ride Chris a little bit.
No matter what, I mean, Chris will be our starter, and we're going to rotate no matter how we do. We got to get the rotation going because, for a game or two, that's good, but then the accumulation of a year can pound you and beat you, and you got to make it through the whole season and what goes on. And but we'll keep a little better rotation going.
Have you seen from James and Devontae practicing?
Practiced well. Doing much better, doing good things. Picking up everything, hitting holes, have done a nice job. I mean, and James was playing really well early in the season. I mean, it's not he wasn't here. Just Chris got hot there a little bit and stay with the hot hand. Because you always ask me that one too. When a guy gets hot, why do you take him out?
You can't win.
No, I'm joking. But it is. I mean, you'd like to keep those guys hot. But I'm gonna tell you now, guys are so big and physical. In the NFL, everywhere you see, it's more of the old ways you used to have one tailback. You can't. It's just not that way in any level of ball anymore.
Coach, false stats, but Chris is probably, I think, 470 yards away from hitting 1,000, which hasn't been done here since Warwick done did in '96. Mm-hmm. Is that something you're aware of?
No, I'm not aware of, and we don't ever look that way. It'd be great if he does, and hopefully because you have to continue to run the ball to be successful, and I hope for his sake that happens. And he's a very dynamic player and a very good player and a superhuman being.
NFL player?
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, I think he can play in the league. I do. I mean, the size, very strong. very powerful. And he's as big as Warwick or bigger. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's Warwick done, I don't mean to make that comparison. Warwick was a extremely special guy, but this guy's pretty good too.
There's a place for him in that league.
I think so. I mean, I think he got a chance, a very good chance, in my opinion. He's got great top end, can catch, strong, make you miss. Good player.
And more than just individually, I think you guys are only about 25 yards away from passing your rushing total for all of last season. You're 7 games in. I mean, you got to be pleased with how much better that group has performed this year.
Yeah, I guess they've done a great job running. No, we have. No, we've done a great job running the football and controlling the line of scrimmage. That's one of the things we want to do, which is do that, and that's why I think we punt the ball well, and I think it plays well to our defense and plays well to, teams not scoring points, but we have to score points ourselves. And like I say, we were good till last half of last game.
Spend a little more time on special teams this week, Coach.
Yeah, but we spend everywhere here. We spend more times here than most people do. We spend more times on special teams and with starters playing in games and or backups as anybody as far as time. And that's what Letty says. We spend as much time here. We just had a couple mental breakdowns in some situations, but we got that fixed hopefully and do some right things on Saturday. But we spent a lot of time on them. And I went back to a lot more, even just go back to breaking things down again fundamentally, going back to drills before you put it in a hole. Because sometimes you get hole and you get in that hole for a while, and then you got to go back and break it down again and get to the little details again to make sure the techniques and the angles and those types of things, and then put it back together again. It's like you got to clean, like taking the engine part, you got to clean some of the gunk out, make sure it gets wired right, and put some WD-40 on it, make it squeak clear.